we're only 5 games into what is a long Premier League season, right?
Exactly.
And unfortunately, and we're going to start with Arsenal. Unfortunately, the season is starting to take shape, right? And I'm sure in you guys' like wildest imagination, I don't think you thought you would be 5 points behind Liverpool by
It's
now.
only, it's
Um,
only five.
no, it's yeah, 5 points now. Yeah, 5 points
But
behind.
it's only 5 games now. Is it not match
No,
week
yeah.
five?
So okay.
Yeah,
So
that's
that's where we wanna kick it off, right?
Mhm.
Is it only 5 games and there's no for concern, or are you
thank you.
concerned that 5 points is quite actually a gap? Because keep in mind that you're playing Newcastle next, right? And 5 points could go anything other than 3 points, and 5 points could go from 5 to 7 or 8. Um, ordinarily,
Yes.
5 points being 5 points from the top in April next year means something very different from being 5 points from the top as of now. Are you feeling confident? Are you dismissing it? Are you concerned, Dr. Toves? Where do you see this 5 point gap?
No.
Um,
Arsenal are winning the league. That's for certain. Like this 5 points is whatever. There's
That's all.
nothing to it. It's just the start of the
mm,
season. Like
mm,
everybody's enjoying themselves. People are still working out formations. People are have teams like they have players that are embedding into the team. People like Pep are still complaining about player fatigue. There's so many things going on, so many dynamics.
mm.
Liverpool is always getting the last minute winner, not the last game, obviously, but like they seem to be struggling a bit. I know I said this at the same time last season, and they ended up winning the league, but it cannot happen again. Like everyone is going to wake up. That's all I have to say. And
I mean,
it's like it's not a bad start. We've just lost one game and drawn one. City has lost 2 games so far. United, let's not talk about United. Chelsea has, I don't think they've lost. They've drawn
They've
2 or 3
lost one. They've
games
lost.
right
They
now. Oh,
lost
they
two.
lost. They lost
yeah,
to
they
United.
lost
They lost
too.
to Manchester City.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so overall, like the table still looks the way it should be looking. It's just about Arsenal to just surgery to wake up at some point and you know
Mm,
get
mm.
our things back together
I'm
and let's go.
so you think Arsenal waking up is inevitable, right? Like that's it's just a matter of time. You guys are going to gear and you start to rack up the points.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, because we've played like 3 big teams so far, right? Very big teams. We played United, smashed them. We played
Add
Liverpool,
Newcastle make
lost.
it 4 safe.
We played Man City. Right now, we drew to them, and we're playing Newcastle next. After that, there's a calm down period. There's lots of London derbies that we can use to rack our points. I can't say the same with Liverpool. Though, still to play Chelsea, still to play Manchester City. So the
Okay.
table will balance at
Okay.
some point.
Lots of London derbies that can be used to rack up points. I can assume that Johnny Boy, you don't share Dr. Tove's
I do share it. Everything he said, I share.
you
I'm not,
share it.
like I said. It's
But
just five. It's just
Liverpool
5 points and 5 games. Arteta, Arsenal is going to win the league. I predict Arsenal are going to win the league, and I still believe they win the league.
Okay.
It's
So
just
let's
five
so
games.
let's map
And Dr. Steve
let's
said,
map it out.
and Dr. Steve
Let,
said,
let let's map it out for the rest of the season, right? You guys are 5 points behind Liverpool right now. The position that you're already in means that throughout the rest of the season, if everything remains kind of like the same, you're going to be chasing Liverpool. Now,
that's
do you
fine.
think that chasing? I would imagine that chasing requires a more ambitious approach from the manager, a more proactive approach from the manager, less pragmatic when it comes to the formation, starting lineup. So, do you think Arteta has what it takes to successfully chase Liverpool and to be aggressive enough with the lineups, with the choices for starting 11 or for the players? Do you think he has what it takes to take you guys down the line?
I mean, Arteta will be a fool to still persist with the lineup he played yesterday's game. I think making the subs he made at halftime to me showed a different change in Arteta, because I think we can all agree that Arteta doesn't make. I don't think I've watched any game Arteta made a halftime sub. Not to talk of two at halftime. I've not seen that before. I can't remember. Maybe he has done it, but I've never seen that. So this was a change, a good start. So that means he quickly realized his mistake, that this shit ain't working. He made a mistake at the start by starting that midfield, and then he corrected himself, and you could see the change became better. So I
Hmm.
expect from next weekend, I expect him to be a little bit braver in the team. And like Dr. Toe says, our fixtures ease a lot from next week. And Liverpool's fixtures a little bit get tougher because I think after that they have Chelsea and I think they have United as well. Even though for some reason United and Liverpool is your they always whip you guys, but I'll
Okay.
be hoping for United to help Arsenal out. So the fixtures kind of reverse. Chelsea, Liverpool have some tough fixtures. Arsenal have easy runs. So
I
I
want to
expect
drill
Arsenal to
down.
close the gap.
I want to drill down on the personnel choices that Ateta has to make, right? Jude, I don't know if you watched the Man City game, but if you look at Arsenal's team, their back five, I think, picks itself. Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, and California, Bicalafiori, and then Raya, right? In the middle two, Declan Rice, Zubimendi. I think that's a given. Picks themselves. But my impression is that because of how Ateta wants to play, more likely than not, you're going to see Merino
Yeah.
as a third midfielder there because Ateta is asking Calafiori and Timber to effectively be midfielders too. That gives Merino and Declan Rice the freedom to be box to box and to bomb into the midfield, into attack. And then up front you have Gyökeres, who is going to start even though he doesn't perform against any big teams. Um, and on one side, you have Madueke, who I think offers Arsenal something direct. So Madueke is gonna take on his defender one on one. He's gonna try and beat him. You're gonna see less system this thing from them. I honestly don't know if Ateta can win in terms of the choices that he has to make, right? Because no matter who you play, Arsenal fans will complain because they fail to realize that like what's missing is the core winning DNA. But regardless of the setup, so I mean, what would be your own Jude? Your own if you had to be Ateta, what
What do you mean the Arsenal has not realized that what's missing is the core winning DNA? I don't understand. Can you please clarify that
no,
question,
I'm saying that
Jude?
like
Jude?
if it didn't day, it didn't day, right? And for Arsenal, it just didn't day. So it doesn't matter whether or
All right.
not you do Declan Rice and Zubimendi and Eze, or Declan Rice, Zubimendi and Merino, or Declan Rice, Zubimendi and Odegaard. It doesn't matter. It just didn't day.
Okay,
Um,
I'll remember that. Jude, take out. Jude, carry on.
yeah.
Yes,
So
just
like,
wanted
so
to
I think
clarify.
question Jude is, how would you if you are Teta, right? The choices so Zubimendi or an attacking midfielder, Trossard or Eze, Madueke or Saka on the right? Gyökeres or what's his name? What's the guy's name that came from Chelsea? Havertz. What would be your choices for those like positions for us now?
Obviously, I think based on now that I just realized that Joker is like they used to say Sporting that he's not a big man, this, that. But most of his goals are from smaller teams.
If
But
it's not Leeds, they can't score. Don't
yeah,
worry.
so I feel like in a game like yesterday, I would have probably changed the pattern a little bit. Eze should have started, but obviously maybe Ateta wanted to. He thought there was going to be fight. Watching the game against Manchester United, right? You probably will feel like we need to choke up more midfielders and forget about pushing more on the attack, right? Um, I feel like Gyökeres was like alone. He needed somebody to either help him walk through that defense, that stuff. So I think that's where if Kai was available, Kai would have helped. I don't know who else would have walked in there. Maybe Eze being able to transition between attack and this thing would have helped than playing the ball that's like to the side and giving it. I feel like Madoke has more of back than bite. I don't know if it's what because I keep seeing him doing the same thing and the same thing, and it gives you that. It's just like almost like how Ganacho used to be in Man U. Like you'll be happy seeing him with the ball, but in the end, it's going to probably be 9 out of 10 times that's going to result into nothing. Do you understand? So Ateta needs to find a way to connect him, like find a way to make him instead of just going direct. Sometimes just play like Saka, fall back and pass the ball through and find your striker or something instead of going direct, taking on your defender most times. That's one thing. But I think their defense is okay. Uh, it's just that midfield. Playing Mikel Merino yesterday
I
wasn't
don't know. I mean, maybe the Arsenal fans understand this, differently. I mean, Dr. Toes, from my perspective, Arsenal quote unquote dominated the game yesterday, right? You guys had more possession. You pinned City back. City were playing on the counter. So I don't really see where like the Merino critique really comes in strongly, right? I think I get what people have the idea that like a more creative player equals more creativity or something. But I would argue that Merino played a role in you guys being able to dominate the way you were able to dominate. And the what eventually gave you guys the goal was a route one play. Route one. So long the ball from the back all the way up to Martinelli, beats the goalkeeper and you score. Right. So Arteta has some tough choices to make, I think,
the still creativity.
between the
Merino wouldn't
like
have done that.
creativity. No, I mean, so you could say that Marino wouldn't have done that, right? But I think you guys considered more counter attacks. You looked more vulnerable when Marino was off the pitch than when he was on it. I don't know how you see like the choices basically Dr. Toes that Arteta has to make.
No, you're absolutely correct, and I think that's Arteta's point of view. Anyway, to him, it doesn't matter who is playing, whether it's Marino or Ethan Waneri. This season, I think he wanted people that are more defensive minded that can kind of pin them back. Because, like you rightly mentioned, like that's what Arsenal are quite doing this season, like trying to pin them up front, defend up front, and don't lose the ball. Because we know from last season, you like people that are meticulous with the ball, like they don't just pass for passing sake, don't just dribble for dribbling sake. That's how he wants his midfield. But unfortunately for him, you can't teach old dogs new tricks, right? Yes, Marino does that role for Spain. Sometimes he's done it for Sociedad, but the Premier League pace is quite fast, right? You don't have the time and space to be able to like dilly-dally on the ball or be tidy on the ball. You need to be quick, 1-2 passes, up, like make those triangles, which we were doing, but the players were more sideways than forward passing. Like United, you guys have the experience, so always passing to the side. So that's the only problem on the day. Because even when Eze came on, like he shined for 5 minutes, and Mr. Pep decided to play 5-4-1 and 5-5-0. So even locked out Eze out of the of the game. But luckily for us, he had that one touch, that route one. It's not all the way from it was Eze that route one
Yeah, no,
to Martinelli. Not far from it was still in his 10th position when he did that. Okay. But like you're right, people think that if you're an attacking player, automatically it's equals to attack. But we are happy that it happened against like Forest and against Leeds. So if it does not happen against the big teams, it means the manager has to find another way against the big teams. We cannot because the same problem will be seen every season. You can't keep playing the same style throughout the season for each team. Like find something different for a different team. If we're playing like Sunderland yesterday, I'm sure we'll probably have scored 3 or 4 goals, and nobody's going to mention the starting lineup.
Right.
But it's Man City. They are capable. So that's the big issue.
So
trying to find a way.
I mean, so
and if he signs, since he likes to sign, Pep said he's spending too much money now. Since he likes to sign players, maybe he should sign a player that can give him that defensive edge and attacking whatever.
Pep
But
is
that's a story
now.
for another season, not this season. Yeah.
I mean, Johnny Boy, if it were you, right? This is Arsenal, like we said, 5 points already behind league leaders and likely title contenders. Same points with Bournemouth, and I think 2 other teams that share the top 3 with you. So you could theoretically, on paper, you could end up at the end of next week outside of the top 4. And to make matters worse, you could be within 2 points of horrible, terrible Manchester United. Just imagine how much of a scandal that would be. So with all this, with all this being said, you're Arteta, you're away to Newcastle at a very tough ground. You're up against Bruno Guimaraes, Tonali, what's the name of that? Joel Linton, big strong guys. Your fans all want you to come out of there with 3 points. no matter what. Who's your starting 11? Do you take the risk with what's his name? Eze, Madueke, Saka, right? Do you go attacking and then leave your midfield up to be Mendy and Declan Rice? Because you know that Declan Rice is not going to stay in one place. He's not going to stay in one place. He's going to run. He's going to attack, and then your guys will be Mendy. I think they will eat him. They will eat him alive. And I've seen it a couple of times. He does get caught on the ball in the middle of the pitch. So how would you approach this Arsenal game away at Newcastle? With the backdrop of everything, would you be as brave as you're asking Arteta to be?
So my midfield three will be Merino, Eze,
Marino.
and Rice.
Okay.
Because
So
I agree with you in the fact that yes, and I think I and Dr. Tobes, when we did our Gunners chat, I don't think we had both Rice and Zubimendi starting against City as well. I don't think we both had him starting because we went for an attacking lineup because we felt that you're home and you should go for it because this City were there to be taking advantage of. But unfortunately, our manager chose to play that lineup.
Okay.
So same thing against Newcastle. We need to win. You said it rightly. 5 points is not a lot right now, but it could become 8. It could become 7, I think, or 6, depending on how results go. And that's now the points start building up. So you don't want to take that risk. I rather play my midfield 3 will be Merino, Eze, and Rice. Rice will play my lone 6, and Merino helping him out.
And then up front.
And then Eze, and then my left hand side. This is where the problem starts now because he's going to be coming against Trippier. I don't trust Trossard. And Madueke is injured, by the way. By the way. So yeah, so that's a headache right now. And that's a big headache. So I'll probably start Martinelli, even though I don't think Martinelli should play on the left again. I'll say
He's
Martinelli
got an
is more
important
striker.
goal.
Yeah, but through the middle. Martinelli is better through the middle.
He came from
That's what I think.
He made a darting run. He came from the flank and ran.
He came from the right
to the center. Yeah, he came from the right now. Yeah.
So whichever way, still the middle, right? So I'll play Martinelli on the left, and then do what he did against Man City, which was, if you notice, there were sometimes Saka went to the left hand side to play, and Eze was on the right. So I will allow that's what I'm saying. The manager did a lot of tinkering against City, which was the first time I'm seeing that. I've never seen a situation whereby he allows Saka go to the left and play. But for the first time in a long while, I saw that happen against City. So maybe that's a sign that he's beginning to tinker a little bit and begin to wise up to what I've been saying all along. Allow your wingers to interchange. They should not just stick to their wing all match. So I will do that and then allow my wingers to interchange. And I think Arsenal,
so for you,
Arsenal
no excuses. Arteta has to go for it against Newcastle, and you go with a more attacking. You go with a more attacking approach. Than,
he has to.
And
the funny thing that he could be under pressure because Liverpool plays on Saturday, we play on Sunday. So you rightly said we already. So if God forbid Liverpool beats Palace, that's 8 points already. That's pressure for you right there.
It's more likely that it's gonna be a Liverpool, a flumping, like a proper.
Yeah, but I trust Palace. Palace they're kind of giant killers. So
eventually the Liverpool bubble will burst.